two-way table, okay? Whenever we talk about a two-way table, what that is a frequency table that displays data collected from one source, but it has two different categories. Okay, so like in this case, whenever it talks about like you have two categories, you have the class, like the age. Okay, so like for you all, it'd be what, 2020, 21? Or in this case, like 2020, as far as the freshman and the sophomore class. Then you have mobile access, so depending on what that means, it may be like having a cell phone or having access, maybe not you personally having access to a phone or your own phone, but maybe just mobile access in general. To where each value is what's called joint frequency. Joint frequency is each individual value. Okay? So, like with that, how many actual freshmen did we talk to? 77, right? So where did you get the 77 from? Okay? So, like there are a total of 77 freshmen. How many sophomores are we talking about? 75. Okay? So with each of those values, basically if you would actually have a number to know the total, okay, it would just be out to the side. Okay, so if it would ask a question, how many freshmen did we talk to? Well, we talked to 55 plus 22, so there were 77. Same way with the sophomores, there were 75 because we just add straight across. Okay, of those values, okay, we'll use the total to figure out like a percentage or a fraction or a ratio, things like that, to say how many of them have access. How many total people did we actually talk to? 152. Okay, so this would be like total students. You would have, this is how many freshmen we talked to, and then that number was the total sophomores. Okay, so within this table we can find a lot more information out as far as knowing the total and knowing percentages and things of that nature. Sophomore values, that is what we're talking about whenever we're talking about the marginal frequency. Okay, it's the total of your row or your column. Okay, now we only did the row of freshmen and the row of sophomores. Okay, if we would do like the total number of people that said yes, basically we would just add straight down and have 118, and then we would have 34. It doesn't matter if we go across or if we add straight down, it should add up to 152 total, whether we go vertically with the column or whether we go horizontally with the row. So then if you flip over, it says example 1, or in example 1, finding and interpreting marginal frequencies. So it says you conduct a technology survey to publish on your school's website. You survey students in the cafeteria about technological devices that they own. The results show a two-way table. So of the people you talk to, all I'm going to do, how many people own a cell phone? Anybody. Desi, you go. How many own a cell phone?
Just choose a random number.
No. How many total people in this table that we surveyed own a cell phone? I don't need just people raising their hand. Congratulations, Ethan Brown. More than 52. 158. Now, how did we get 158? We added the people that said yes to the cell phone and added straight across, okay, in a horizontal row. How many people then do not own a cell phone?
85.
85? So 85 people do not own a cell phone. How many people own a tablet? 52. And then how many people do not own a tablet computer? 191. Now, if we want to know how many, if the question is how many total people were surveyed, which two numbers would you add together? Does it matter if you go vertically or horizontally? No, why not? Because the numbers that we add right here should be the same as the numbers that we add right here. So it doesn't matter if as long as we did our math right, we should get 243 for both of them, whether we add across or if we add vertically. Now, one thing I probably should have said, do you understand what it means whenever we talk about a row and a column? Rows run horizontally, columns run vertically. Okay, if you think about a column, okay, we have columns in our room, technically, with these poles. A column's like a pole. It's going to run vertically. As you conduct a survey that asks 286 students in your freshman class whether they play a sport or a musical instrument. 118 of the students play a sport, 64 of those students play an instrument, 93 of the students do not play a sport or an instrument. Organize the results in a two-way table, include the marginal frequencies. So if we do this, so you have a lot of information, that's okay. We can just separate it one thing at a time. So if we draw some sort of box, extend and extend. If we would continue to extend our line here, where it's outside of the box, okay, and this number down here in the bottom is our total. What number is going to go in there? 286, right? Because that's how many total people we talked to. Okay? We talked to 286 students. Now, does it matter which one, and I should have drawn my square a little smaller probably. Does it matter which one goes on top or the side in terms of it being music or sport? No, it's completely up to you. Okay? So, I'm just going to put sport over here to the side and then music on top. So it's as simple as yes and no, correct? So from the information that you're given, we have 286 people. That's why that number's down in the bottom, kind of off to itself. So it says 118 of the students play a sport. So where is the 118 going to go? Is it going to go within my box or is it going to be outside of my box? Where at? If you think it's inside. It says 118 students play a sport. Well, let's keep reading. It says 64 of those students play an instrument. So isn't...
You have to split it.
What do you mean split it?
64 go under the yes in the top left.
So yes, yes?
Yeah, and then the rest go to the yes, no.
So where's the 118 going to go? Out to the side, right? Okay, because it just says 118 students play play a sport. So that means 118 are in this category here. It says 64 of those students play an instrument. So then how do we figure out what is right here? How many of those students play a sport but don't play an instrument? Anybody want to take a stab at it?
124.
So 54 students don't play an instrument, but they play a sport. All we had to do there was just take the 118 that I had and subtracted the 64 to get the 54 that I have. Now, what else can I do now? Before I even go anywhere into my reading part of it, can I fill anything else in? Fleckall.
93 of the students do not play sport or
So you're going with that number right there? Is that what you said? So it says 93 students do not play a sport or an instrument. So it's going to go under the no. Well, you didn't answer the question that I was actually asking. Or what I was hoping to answer. So, that's all right. That's right. So, I still have 2 spots, technically, I guess, or really 4 spots. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 that I can fill in. Which one can I fill in? What's going to be an easy one to fill in? The yes. Okay, if we go on bottom left, why? There you go. So what do we want to do? If we can get the row of no's, can't we just take the 286? Can we just take 286 minus 118 to give me this number here? Yeah. So 286 minus 118. So we have 168 that are in the no column. Okay, or excuse me, no row. Oh, 168, isn't it? My fault. So 168 is in the no row. Okay, all we did was just took the total and subtracted the 118. What about the no column? How do we find the no column that's down here?
168.
Add up 54 and 93. So 147. Now, Jacob Lynn, what were you going to tell me about? You were going to tell me this one right here, weren't you?
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like?
Yeah.
So what were you going to do?
168 minus 93.
168 minus the 93 goes right there.
75.
So 75 students do play a musical instrument, but they don't do a sport. And then the last one down here in the bottom. Now, does it matter on that one as far as how you found that number? You can either add straight down, you could subtract the 147 from the 286. I would probably just subtract or add straight down and go 139. Okay? the biggest thing here is making sure that you pay attention and know that there's more to just your table than what's inside that box.